want to start this video off with their criticisms of me. See, they talk in the background, they talk to me 24/7 to criticize me, but then they claim publicly that they're helping me. So I said in a video before that the book was published in 1998, but recently I said 1997. So they said they were the ones who said it was 1997. So then they said, well, I made a mistake. But that's my point. If you're talking in the background allegedly to help me, why wouldn't you have just said, no, it's 1998? No, that's my point. They're not doing this to help me. They're the types of people, those people who tell everyone, oh, I'm helping this person, but behind the scenes, they're not. That's another form of abuse. So in this video, I'm going to talk about some of their abuse and some of the things that they've been saying to me. But that's another form of abuse where you tell someone out, the other people, that you're helping someone, but really you're either getting help from that person, you're hurting that person, you're abusing that person. That's another form of abuse. And this is my point. There's no way that I would ever be able to go to have this could not have been done to me all these years, because I would have been confused. This causes nothing but confusion, chaos, violence. And I think what it causes also is it's painful, because they hit you in different places on your body, especially your head. So they said, well, why do I seem like I'm feeling a little bit better? Because I've been protecting my head, especially the back of my head. And my ear. So when I'm telling you these things, and they said they're going to compress the audio so that when they're talking in the background, it'll sound like my voice and it'll be a way of doctoring my video. I've already said that before. So they would have me just like stressed out all day, every day. They keep suggesting things that I shouldn't do, that I won't do. And then they keep talking about things that are happening in the news. So I've told you in the previous video, I don't want to talk about what's happening in the news because I don't want to get it wrong. Not because I don't want to make a mistake. That's something different. I'm going to tell you the difference. Getting it wrong and it's affecting someone else is a big deal. Making a mistake is not a big deal. Mistakes happen. We all go through mistakes. But getting something wrong like that, which would affect someone else, I don't want to get involved in that. The other part of that is that they don't have that same sort of integrity. That's what I'm saying, that there's something in these people that it's not just that they are bad people, they're criminals. They lack integrity. If they were going to do something that had integrity, they would have done it out in the open. So let me just talk about that for a little bit, a lack of integrity. See, they think that integrity is something different, but integrity just means you stand behind something, you stand for something. And there's a famous saying, if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. And I tweeted that at one point on the Fashion Fun Femme account. And that's important because these are the types of people that do fall for these types of things. And they made this whole process based on stories. So they said when I was in high school, I would have been in high school from 87 to 91. I told a joke about tulips that had to do with sex. It did not. It was something along the lines of, what has two lips? What kind of flower has two lips? Tulips. And so they then said, wait, they went back and they asked someone, what is this, 30-something years later. I probably wasn't telling that joke when I was in a junior or senior. I probably told that joke when I was like a freshman or a sophomore. So I would have been 13 or 14, definitely probably not 15. So I started when I'm born in December. So I started high school when I was 13. So by the following year, I turned 14. And then the following year, I turned 15. I wasn't telling that joke when I was like 15. I think as nerdy as I was, and I don't mean nerdy in a studious way. I mean not cool. Uncool as I was, I probably thought at 13 or 14 that was a cool joke. So they said later on somebody heard the joke and thought I meant something sexual. No, they said, oh, I used to tell these little jokes. Everyone told jokes, and that was so cute. Like, they said I thought my experience at high school was horrible. No, we had good times also. And there were like little jokes that people would say, and it wasn't anything like that. So they said, well, I probably told someone that joke. That person took it in a sexual way. And then I was kind of like, oh, whatever. Or I was like, oh, yeah. Who cares? Who cares? More than likely, that's not what happened. But since they don't know what happened, and don't care about what happened, that's not even something that I'm going to worry about. But that's my point. I think what they said before makes sense. I would have been 13, 14 because I was born in December. I'm one of the youngest people. There's another young person also, and we were the young ones. No one was really worried about us like that. Like, they wanted to make it seem like I was a center of attention. I was not. They keep saying, well, you weren't nerdy. Everyone who got accepted into Cardinal Spellman, I hate to break it to you folks, we were all nerdy. We had to pass and get a certain level, and we had to maintain that level. The ones who thought they were so cool, they were nerds also. We were equivalent to what in the Bronx is called Bronx Science. I don't know if they still call it that, but there's a high school that's called Bronx Science. It's a very nerdy high school in the Bronx, and it's well known. We were equivalent to that, but a private version of it, not public. And that's my point. Like, I don't understand why we're going to rewrite nerdiness. Nerdiness is always going to be nerdiness. I mean, are we really going to now say that kids who had to achieve a certain grade level to enter a school and had to maintain a certain grade level to stay in that school that's equivalent to Bronx Science aren't nerds? We were all nerds. Well, I mean, that's my point. There are some people who think that they can rewrite life. That we were all nerds, and we were known for being nerdy. We used to have books, like literally, even the kids who didn't have book bags had books. Like we were not cool. We were not cool, and we didn't try to be cool. So now I'm 49. Now you're going to try to say that I was telling obscene jokes at 13 or 14. That's ridiculous. And trust me, if I been telling those types of obscene jokes at 13 or 14, people would have said, that would have been the first thing they would have said. Like, oh, she was like, man, come on, folks. Okay, so that's part of what I want to say about it having integrity, meaning being able to say, yes, we weren't cool kids. We were nerdy kids. We weren't doing these things that these people now are trying to label